I was 3 years old when my dad laced up my skates for the very first time. And by the age of 6, the immense thrill of playing hockey had swept over me. As much as I enjoyed my time at the rink, I became uneasy and began to question what home would bring. As I grew older, life at home became stressful, indecisive, scary, and ultimately life-changing. Throughout that commotion, I still had the reliable and dependable opportunity to release my pent-up frustration and anger. I still had a sanctuary where I could truly be free. I still had the game of hockey. I was blessed to have a loving hockey community that genuinely cared for their players' well-being. And most of my coaches were aware of what I was struggling with at home. So they committed to ensuring I enjoyed my limited time on the ice because they knew I needed that escape from the outside world. A pivotal time for me was when I made, much to my surprise, my state's only under-14 Tier 1 hockey team. I was 14 and had never played at that level before. And the increasing pressure at home resulted in me needing hockey then more than ever. Thank goodness I made the team. My coaches would come to show me a fountain of much-needed genuine kindness for the next 2 years. I was joining a group of guys who had grown up with it together. I was shy and skeptical of what could come of this new opportunity. However, that didn't last long, thanks to my wonderful coaches. Whenever I missed a wide-open net that was a for-sure go-ahead goal, I was initially met with an expected sense of frustration. But as soon as I finished my shift, sat down, defeated on the bench, one of my coaches would come up to me, give me a pat on the back, and tell me what I could do better next time around. Their unwavering commitment to ensuring I stayed positive through the lows of my game rejuvenated my spirit. I firmly believe that without the endless stream of positivity and kindness that I received from my coaches, that I wouldn't be standing here before you all today. You may have gone through a similar experience, something completely different, or you are still needing someone to show you genuine kindness. I once read a quote from a king who said, "A good person can make another person good." I believe that this is very true, but the choice to change is made by an individual. Only as individuals do we decide to change our behavior, actions, and views on life. When we are genuinely kind, we present the opportunity to be kind to others. Despite the many impactful benefits being kind has, people stand firm to their self-centered ways. As a society, we have become a complex highway of individuals striving for personal gain, while leaving the ones who don't share similar interests, beliefs, or values behind to fend for themselves. Being passionate about something is outstanding and quite admirable. However, as we pursue our own agendas, we often lose the values that uphold respectfulness and kindness. Ravi Zacharias, a Christian apologist, said that in today's society, looking good and feeling good often trumps doing good and being good, and some people don't know the difference anymore. Our society has molded itself around trying to be in the spotlight, leaving out many who don't fit the bill. A colleague, family member, a friend, or even a complete stranger might need you to set aside your own struggles in order to give them a little bit of kindness to brighten their day. You never know what other people are going through, and your actions could leave lasting impressions. Now, who do you see when you look into the mirror? Someone who is kind, caring, genuine, or dishonest, immoral, self-centered? Don't worry what everyone else will think. Nobody but you will see what you see. This mirror we look into reveals the face no one else sees, our true face. I'm willing to bet that some of you in the room here are thinking that you're a good person. I'm not here to judge whether you are or not. That's up to you. But remember, only you can truly see yourself. Genuine acts of kindness change lives, such as a Swedish schoolteacher who paid $15 per month to sponsor a Kenyan child's education. Thanks to this teacher's charity, that child ended up attending Harvard and creating a nonprofit to pay for the education of other Kenyan children. This March, a couple was driving to see their dying mother when their car unexpectedly broke down. After a frustrating call with a robotic voice from their insurance company, a complete stranger pulled over next to them. After a brief explanation of their plight, the man volunteered to drive the remaining 3.5 hours to ensure they could say their final goodbyes. Back in February of 2016, a homeless man and his dog were living out of a car. He made it his mission to get vehicles stuck out of the snow. He relentlessly pushed cars through the rough driving conditions. His genuinely good and kind act was caught on camera and soon changed his life. His action was spread by the morning news, inspiring many. A woman caught his infectious spirit of giving back and started a fundraiser. Eventually, enough money was raised for him to prepay apartment rent and pursue his dream of becoming a certified medical assistant. The Star, a Winnipeg newspaper, published a story involving a Tim Hortons drive-thru and an avalanche of kindness. At around 10 a.m., the chain began with a generous customer paying for the customer behind them's order. It was contagious, and for the next 3 hours, each person paid for the person behind them. While we are driving along the busy highway of life, we see how simple gestures can turn into something marvelous. I challenge you all to become a beacon of positivity and have the utmost respect for others, even if you don't always agree with them. Who knows? They may be going through worse things than you and I. The golden rule says treat others the way you want to be treated. So I would encourage you to brighten someone's day, because down the road, you may need your day brightened. If we do good things with the expectation of having good things happen to us, we ultimately will be disappointed. But if we do good things knowing we may not receive recognition, then it is truly a good thing out of our hearts. I know it's hard to be a good person 24/7. This is because the foundation of our actions are influenced by our own life's journey. We all face struggles like peer pressure, rejection, the fear of our own failures. But being a good person is much more than setting aside those struggles to make someone's day. It's being kind and benevolent when no one else will. A good question to ask on our journey to kindness is why? Why are we kind? Are we manipulating others for our own benefit, or do we sincerely care for those around us? The difference between being authentic and sincerely kind and being manipulative and self-righteous is defined by our own conscience. We all have a master voice that no one else can hear, our inner voice. This voice is always with us and will be the only voice with us until we die. When this voice is positive and encouraging, we are more likely to be genuinely kind. This inner monologue gives us the will to stick to it and grind through challenges for longer periods of time. It also increases our willingness to extend the positivity within us to others. It creates a domino effect that will fuel our self-confidence. Performance environments, such as schools, sports, or arts, will become less negative, less chaotic, and less controversial, allowing for an atmosphere encouraging clarity, focus, and drive to become increasingly possible. We cannot change human nature, but there is hope. Hope that one of the 7.7 billion people in this world will make a difference in our lives. The origin of our actions define who we are. So if we commit to growing into genuinely good people, we will be better off in life. If we commit to growing into genuinely good people, our foundation will be of character rather than one corruptly fashioned. If we commit to growing into genuinely good people, we can impact our teams, peers, loved ones, schools, and even our countries for the better. So I leave here today with 2 calls of action for you all. 1, take a good, hard look into your mirror. Take the time to reflect and see what you are doing for others and why you are doing it. It's important to take a few minutes and become aware of our surroundings. Meditation, making a mental checklist of what you can improve on, or simply thinking while you drive, all have the potential to influence the lives of others and ourselves. If we are not self-aware, there can be no progress. 2, make the effort to improve someone's day, simply to improve their day. A small effort is still an effort, and the effects will be monumental for those in need. This could be a smile, a generous tip for your server, or supporting friends with words or actions. Whatever the size may be, A genuine act of kindness can go a lot further than you think. Now, can you all reach underneath your chairs? It's just that simple. Thank you.